Welcome back to the Den, everyone. I'm Bronze Dragon. Today we're talking about a ghost. If you were around the ARPG scene about 10 years ago, you know that there was one game that stood out as the ultimate what if, Marvel Heroes Omega. It was one of my favorites. It was the game that proved you could marry Diablo-style loot grinding with the massive scale of the Marvel Universe. But in 2017, the lights went out. The servers were wiped, and for 7 years, the only way to see this game was through old YouTube clips. Well, I have some news that feels like it's straight out of a comic book resurrection. Marvel Heroes is back. Private servers are online, and they are free to play. And today we're diving into two massive projects, Project Tahiti and Council of Ancients, that made the impossible happen. We're going to look at the history, the differences between the two servers, and importantly, how this is even legal. Marvel Heroes launched in 2013, developed by Gazillion Entertainment and led by the legendary David Brevik. It was a love letter to Marvel. At its peak, you had over 60 playable heroes. What I love most, and what was revolutionary at the time, was the free-to-play model. This was one of the first games that really nailed the play-to-earn feel. You could grind Eternity Splinters to unlock almost every hero free, as far as I know, or you could turn around and save some time and hit the cash shop and use money to buy the legendary skins. But in 2017, Disney pulled the license. Gazillion went under and the game vanished. For years, it was considered lost media, until now. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, so to speak. How is this even legal? Disney and Marvel are protective of their IPs, but these teams are being very smart about how they operate. First, they're using a clean room reverse engineering. The developers of the base software, MH Server Emu, didn't steal Gazillion's server code. They didn't even have it. Instead, they wrote entirely new code from scratch that mimics a server. It's like building a new engine for a car where the original engine was taken away. Second, they do not distribute the game itself. To play, you must have your own legally acquired game files, like those still sitting in your Steam library from 2017 if you had it. They only provide the bridge to make those files work again. And finally, there is no money involved. No cash shops, no donations for perks, nothing. By keeping it strictly non-commercial and focusing on software preservation, they fall into a legal gray area that companies like Disney have historically left alone. Similar to what we've seen with Star Wars Galaxies or City of Heroes. You might wonder, if it's free, how do they keep the lights on? These aren't big corporations. These are community-funded labors of love. The developers and server hosts often pay for the server costs out of their own pockets or through very small, transparent community pools that strictly go to hardware costs, never profit. Many of these folks are IT professionals and engineers who do this as a hobby. Because there's no profit motive, they avoid the commercial triggers that usually lead to cease and desist orders. It's a group of fans saying, we don't want this game to die and we're not going to let it die, and putting their own time and money on the line to prove it. There are two primary ways to play now. First off, Project Tahiti is the vanilla experience. Their goal is 100% authenticity. They just hit their 1.0 milestone, and it feels exactly like the game did the day it shut down. If you want the original grind and the original difficulty, Tahiti is your home. And secondly, Council of Ancients, however, takes a fun-first approach. They know we've already done the grind once back in 2015 on COA. You get 3 times multiplier on experience, 2 times multiplier on loot, and a massive 50% cooldown reduction on all hero powers. It turns the game into a high-speed power fantasy. They even let you convert your extra eternity splinters to G's at a 20-to-1 ratio, making everything in the old cash shop accessible just by playing. It's perfect for solo players who want to feel like a god tier Avenger without the 40-hour-a-week commitment. All right, let's get in there. I'm hopping onto the Council of Ancients server. I fall into that last statement I made about having played it, when it was live. So I'm going to take it a little bit easier and have a little bit more fun with the game this time around. It's been years, honestly. Seeing this login screen really brings back so many memories. Look at that speed. With that 50% cooldown reduction, my rotations are insane. I'm back in the Midtown Patrol, and look, there's Captain America. There's also Scarlet Witch, Thor, and a bunch of others. The list is too long. This was the first free-to-play game that I felt really respected the player's time and wallet. At that time, I saw where the game, they're calling free to play now. We're all used to it now, where they have these massive cash shops and you buy loot boxes and that kind of thing. Well, this is the first time I really kind of saw that come. But the game, I didn't really ever spend. I think I bought one thing in the game, but I didn't. I had a ton of fun without spending hardly any money in the game. Seeing it functioning perfectly in 2026, knowing it's volunteer run, it's just incredible to me. It's like visiting an old friend you thought that was gone forever. Marvel Heroes is proof that a dedicated community can override a corporate shutdown. If you have your old game files, go to the links in my description, join the Discords, and get back into the fight. There are other YouTubers who do more instructional on how to get it set up. And stay tuned. Leave in the comments if you'd like me to do an instructional video on how to get this set back up. Let me know and I will proceed. Otherwise, I do plan on doing a deeper dive episode after I've played for a while and gotten back into the hang of it, so that I can provide some tips. Let me know in the comment if you'd like to see anything in particular. Thanks for dropping by the Dragon's Den, and I will see you in Midtown. Excelsior!